Freedom is the right of all sentient beings.
Broadcasting live from the basement of the Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio.
It's 3 a.m. and the sirens are going off. Another rocket attack. I've got my boots and got my ammo in my 50-pound sack. A 100 boys headed to war in this world unknown. The only peace of mind I've got are these letters from home. Another day has come and gone. Another night I'm all alone. I didn't think I'd be this far out here in Kandahar. Well, most of us, we made it home, but we never came back. When we close our eyes at night, we hear a rocket attack. I've tried to talk and tell you about it, but it ain't the same. All these thoughts that run through my head, well, they can't be tamed. Another day has come and gone. Another night I'm all alone. I didn't think I'd be this far out here in Kandahar. Another day has come and gone. Another night I'm all alone. I didn't think I'd be this far out here. We ain't far from Kandahar.
To see somebody who's never been around a horse who's scared of.
The Force is with you, young Skywalker. But you are not a Jedi yet.
It's not the east or the west side.
No, it's not.
It's not the north or the south side.
No, it's not.
It's the dark side.
You are correct.
Get front of the Empire. To all you Vader haters out there, we'll blow your planet up.
What does thy bidding, my master?
It's a disaster. Skywalker we're after.
What if he can be turned to the dark side?
Yes, he'd be a powerful ally. Another dark Jedi.
He will join us or die. We got Death Star. 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 And you know that we got it. Death Star. And you know that we got it.
Luke, get your ass over here right now. Quit monkeying around that damn land speeder. Where are them two droids I asked you to clean, boy? You clean your room?
I'm glowing. I know I'm on probation. I clean the droids. Can I go to the Hashi station? I gotta lay away on the power converter. But now you're treating me like a scruffy nerf herder.
Use the force and run. Run to Dagobah. Run to Dagobah. Use the force and run. Run to Dagobah. Run to Dagobah.
I'm Yoda. I'm a soldier. I'm loaded and soldier. I thought I told ya. Don't realize that we not by my side. You won't believe your eyes once the X-Wing rise.
Yoda, why you being a player hater? You know that I still must confront Lord Vader.
But Luke, not ready or you.
But there's a city in the clouds where they're keeping my crew. A Jedi's gotta do what a Jedi's gotta do. So now Vader, I'm coming for you.
Yeah, that's right, R2. I just set a new course. We're going to Cloud City. It's a mighty good gin and tonic, which makes me up another.
Impressive. Now release your anger. You must have sensed that your friends are in danger.
Oh, why'd you slice off my hand?
It's imperative that you understand. Obi-Wan would never bother. Tell me more about your father.
He told me enough. He told me you killed him.
Then there's something I must reveal. Then I'm your father. 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 I'm your father.
Knock him out the box, Luke. Knock him out. Knock him out the box, Luke. Knock him out. Knock him out the box, Luke. Knock him out. Knock him out the box, Luke. Knock him out. Knock him out the box, Luke.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Do you ever have one of those moments where you think, how the hell did I get here? Jeez, what happened to me? I was ruling the galaxy, had a cherry new battle station. I mean, this place had an omelet bar, a straight-up omelet bar. And now look, my former intern's tossing me down a bottomless freaking pit. You know, come to think of it, my whole life has been a series of what the moments. That was my out.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Let's roll.
This is a public service announcement from C.T. Fletcher. I will not contribute to the pussification of a nation. Get your punk ass out there and work for it, motherfucker.
Oh, man. May the 4th be with all of you. Every single Jedi. This is like the most awesome fucking time to do this. Sorry, Disney, if you're going to sue us, but fuck it. Welcome to WTF Nation Radio's May the 4th, 2020 edition of the Monday edition, broadcasting live from the Functional Veteran Sith fucking Center of Excellence. Now, this is awesome. Man, I'm pumped. This is a Star Wars day, man. I got the kid kitted up in Stormtrooper gear. It was awesome, man. This is what I'm talking about. So, hey, Flash, how you doing?
My son's wearing it's Jedi Master Flash to you.
Okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Hey, that's what we have in the social media group. I am.
I hear you.
Jedi Master Flash. No, my son's wearing his Stormtrooper shirt and Star Wars pants. I've got my cool Star Wars shirt on. I even finally watched the last Star Wars movie today. It has been a great May 4th, and May the 4th be with you.
Right, dude.
All there in listening land.
Yeah, this is I like this stuff. This is awesome. This is I'm digging it. Anytime Star Wars is American culture. Star Wars is American as American. As a matter of fact, there's so much American in Star Wars that other countries have emulated Star Wars. So there's no way you can change anything that has to do with the story of, think about it. Think about this. You have a normal, simple democracy, and then these band of extremists go and fuck up your tech and try to blow up your Death Star. Don't you think it's messed up? Don't you think the dichotomy of extremists that go and want to change the way a normal government should be run?
That's one way of looking at it. And
what?
I was looking at our chats and seeing who was jumping in. I was like, we have got to have like a Jar Jar Binks of our whole group, and then D-Max jumped in. I was like, oh, good, there he is.
Oh, damn. Why hating on D-Max?
Good already.
Damn. Why you got to hit on the D-Max? No, D-Max, okay. So there was some stuff that was going on, and D-Max, and I'm gonna bust this out right now. D-Max, we're cool. There's a few years back. God, it's been a few years already, D-Max. A few years back, there was some stuff that was going on with myself and D-Max, and they're not bad stuff, but, things were going on in our lives and all that. Then I was talking to D-Max and all that, and D-Max in his, I couldn't accept this gift, but I don't normally accept gifts from fans because it's one of those, it's almost like I don't know, it's just kind of like one of those, it's hard to, I feel bad for taking gifts from fans. I feel like it's like taking an advantage, like an undue familiarity position, but, so there's some stuff that I was, working with, and D-Max knows about it, so he's cool about talking. He's dropped it a couple times in the chats. And we're talking, getting some stuff, just whatever, trying to work you through some stuff and all that, doing, being there for each other and all that, helping D-Max with some stuff out. And then, I get from Mom, some email, hey, you need to get, D-Max wants to get a hold of you. D-Max, why does D-Max want to get a hold? Because he's doing this. I'm like, God, what is he doing? Well, he wants to give you a gift. And I'm like, okay, well, I can kind of understand in a situation that happened. I'm like, okay, cool. This is all right. I appreciate it, D-Max. It's okay. I'll accept. I really don't. I feel embarrassed talking about it because I feel bad taking it. But he wanted to provide a token of appreciation. So with that, I was like resistant about it. All the staff, everybody was like, come on, man, it's okay, Ken. It's not, he just wants to show it. You guys were, he was doing, everyone has that moment in their lives where they're just somebody you just want to talk to. And I didn't realize I did that. I didn't realize that I helped D-Max with some situations. I didn't know that. I just thought I was being there. He was calling me up. We were shooting the shit. We talked. He'd flush the toilet on air a lot of fucking times to piss me off. But on one-on-one chats and all that, we would discuss things or in the inbox and all that. Well, fucking, I get the box in the mail. And holy shit, did I not get the most awesome gift anyone could ever give? I'm humbled. I mean, it is in my shrine, in my Palpatine shrine that I have, because I have a Palpatine shrine because, he's the man. And D-Max had given me an autographed VHS set of Star Wars, the special edition, signed by Peter Mayhew, the actor who recently passed, who played Chewbacca. And I was floored, dude. I was like, oh, that's like a gift. I mean, you just don't give those gifts. I mean, So D-Max, I'm still embarrassed talking about it. I still feel from the bottom of my heart, dude. That was awesome. I really do appreciate that. I love you too, brother. I love you too. Now, there was also a couple other gifts that were Star Wars related that had to do with GD214 stuff, so I won't get into that at all. But I will say this, D-Max, it definitely is one of those things that connected us, is what I'm saying, is that there were some things in that.
Do you two need a room or something?
No, that was just some of the things that
me and the fans just step aside.
No, it's just the fact that, again, and mom and Spanky will tell you, I don't like getting gifts. You know, I've had fans send me gifts. I've even had people, other friends tell me, hey, it's okay if they send you a gift. If they want to give you a gift, you should accept that. Because I don't like that. I'm more of a gift giver as opposed to taking the gifts. And holy shit, I got that. I was like I opened the box and I opened it up and I'm like, dude, he gave me, you don't do that stuff. You know what I mean? You don't. I mean, again, I'm floored. So when someone says, oh, Star Wars, nothing, Star Wars, man, it's a connection to it. It's a piece of Americana. It's about as culture as the movie American Graffiti, done by George Lucas himself. So the way I see it is that whenever
in Star Wars is almost ruined by George Lucas.
Well, yeah, ironically, the video cassette that he sent was a
the original.
No, it was the one that he redid.
I mean, it's still really cool.
But it's still really cool because at the time he redid some scenes that he only talked about doing in scripts and stories and all that, and in books, or in like small magazines or something like that. What he always wanted to do, and then he had the technology to do it, and he did it. So it connects, not like that kind of connect. We're not fucking Marines, fucking Scott. Get over yourself. Stop talking. But everybody connects. Everybody connects with that. Everyone has that feeling of, there's little kids. I remember seeing, dude, what are you talking about, Flash? I was just shooting the shit with some of the guys, the gaming kids, the gamer kids, and I said, dude, I've got Star Wars stuff that predates your birth.
Nice.
You're not even. I mean, Star Wars came out in May of 1977, and I saw it when I was a kid. That was like a couple months. It was like June. It was like the middle of end of June, beginning of July is when I saw it. So when it came out in theaters, when it was first run. So it came out, and when I saw that, it was like, holy, you've got to be damn. That's like a fucking, you know what I mean? That's like, you couldn't believe it.
Well, besides your man love for D-Max, I have, I'm going to agree with you. I think Star Wars is a big part. It's a huge part of our American culture. I mean, where else have you seen, like when they came out with episode 1, 2, and 3, especially when episode 1 came out,
right?
Where else in the world do you see people lining up outside,
right,
for weeks to get tickets to be the first to see a movie? Where else in the country, where else in the world, sorry, do you see that? You don't, because Star Wars is just a good piece of it. And I watched, because I know Spanky's saying that I'm not a real fan. I know she's messing with me. But I missed it being theaters. I forget where I was, but I was in other places and was unable to go to the theater. When I came back, it was I just didn't have the time, and I knew that Disney Plus was coming out, and I was like, I'll wait. And I knew it was going to come out on Disney Plus. I was like, I'll wait. I wanted to see it, on my big screen and not just tactically acquire it. So today I was able to finally watch it, and like I watched it, and I was like, man, it's a culmination of everything that I've been watching since I was a kid.
Right.
So when I finished, I was like, my wife's like, you okay? I'm like, I'm just gonna need a minute. So just kind of processing. It's like, it's kind of everything's just kind of weighed on my soul for a second. And she kind of laughed at me. She's a Star Trek fan, so I don't know.
What's nothing wrong with Star Trek? Nothing wrong with Star Trek.
No, but she doesn't. She for the longest time she didn't understand Star Wars and didn't watch it. And I'm like, and she's like, well, I said, whoa. I said, calm down. I said, Star Wars has been a part of my life since I was a kid. I remember the first time I ever watched it was I saw Return of the Jedi when I was with my Aunt Kathy, which is one of my fondest memories with my Aunt Kathy. And it just was something like, it's been part of my childhood. I remember watching 1, 2, and 3 all the time. I had the Super Nintendo Empire Strikes Back, and I remember the day I beat that game, I was so proud, and my dad looked at me so funny because he didn't grow up with video games. And it's just like Star Wars has always played the Battlefronts, played the Jedi Academy, I mean, I played all the different games they've come out with it, and I've played them. I've watched it. I've watched the different animated series. I do need to actually watch Clone Wars. I've heard it's really good, which the final episode did drop today as well. There's a lot of stuff dropped on Disney Plus, including the final episode of Clone Wars, The Rise of Skywalker, and the Mandalorian behind-the-scenes documentary type thing.
Now, But think about it. A lot of our culture, though, like right now, there's been several, like all day today, a bunch of military sites, Facebook pages, and stuff like that have actually
the Army, U.S. Army Europe, 3ID, 25th came out with something. All kinds of different, all finding ways. I mean, hell, we have a day, May the 4th be with you. It's a hashtag. It's an American hashtag because it's, something as iconic as Star Wars, something as crazy imaginative. And even is crazy imaginative when they were developing the first movie that everyone thought this was going to be the worst thing ever. It's funny how when you look back at some of the documentaries and you just kind of look at what, the times were and, and what they did to even get those awesome effects they made. Some of the effects, they're a little campy because we're in 2020. But they're awesome still.
I'll be honest with you.
Pretty awesome.
I have original VHS, and it pisses me off because I had to. I don't want to say what type of nefarious activities I had to do to get it online, but to get it online, to get a digital copy of the original unadulterated one, and I have that copy.
Call it tactically acquired.
Yeah, exactly. And I didn't. What the thing was is that it still holds up. The effects still hold up. Maybe there's a couple of glitches that you might recognize from watching it so many fucking times on TBS or whatever. But there's always been the effects. They hold up. The level of detail, the way they meticulously place the vehicles on, it holds up. It's still. I can show the kids. I can't wait to show Baby Ice the original freaking Star Wars and watch it, and not even tell him that there's been remakes done, and then just let him watch it from there because then. I have all the rest of them that were not redone, and I'll be honest with you, it's one of those things that, again, part of Americana. Everyone talks about whatever. Now the themes for it though are hilarious because what individuals don't realize is that you think about it. There was a study that we did when I was stationed at Fort Bragg, working with some of my colleagues, and we did a study. And actually Dr. Man posted it on his page, stating about Star Wars it being a road to jihad, like it was Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker was the one that freaking was the one that had some sort of matter of fact. Let me drop it. Let me drop him in the. He's a jihadist. I mean, think about it. Follows some crazy old man and tries to I'm gonna get fucking flamed on Twitter. Oh, is what you're talking about that, but. I mean, think about it. Think about it. It was a normal, stable government. Government was doing what it was doing, and then they had I guess you would say the original boogaloo. Was this a boogaloo? Was Star Wars just a? Oh my God! Think about it. An intergalactic boogaloo. I mean, that's kind of like we can run with that one, right? I mean, I think that's kind of that's more believable than anything else. But let me see. Let me see if Dr. Man. I don't know if Dr. Man did it or someone sent me an article. Talking about it, but it was a pretty good I would say, I don't know, a parallel comparison to how radical extremists go through their stuff, but it was pretty cool. Here we go. It was a Jedi's path to jihad is what it was, and it was an article that was done way back by who did this article? It was called The Decider. Let me drop that in your chats there, Flash, and you can check it out. Let's see. There we go. Because it's pretty cool. The way they talked about it, the way they it's in the chats. The way they discussed it, the way they had the who he talked to, who was his inspiration, who was the Obi-Wan Kenobi being an I don't know. Is it going to offend people? Because this was written in 2015. I don't give a fuck if it offends anybody, but it was just talking about how the way that some of the pervasive arguments of why the Galactic Empire was actually the good guys and the Rebel Alliance were bad guys. They were the ones that we're talking about that on a more. We're not talking about a galactic level. We're talking about more on a focused study where, they are actually a story of radicalization of Luke Skywalker. I mean, think about it. He's a simple farm boy looking at the Tatooine sun, he wants to join the Empire. He wants to be part of the government. His eventual transformation into a radicalized insurgent.
I like to think this is like reversing like 1984 effect of the government have control on you. The thought police.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean,
rise up and be a Jedi.
Oh, come on.
Don't be a sheeple and follow the Galactic Empire because some person sticking a blast in your face says you need to do this.
Is that what you see?
These and take or these might be the droids you're looking for. Fucker, I paid for these. Fuck off. See,
these aren't the droids.
But they're just gonna come by and just take my droids. We can't live in a society like that.
What,
and I'm
you
glad
can't
Luke
live in a
Skywalker
society.
Took up the lightsaber for the entire galaxy.
So you're trying to tell me that those stupid droids that were carrying classified materials that could be causing the death of the military. You're saying that it's straight because you think about it
of an oppressive government that was going to use the information of that to kill more people.
How could you say it was
oppressive? We become communist Russia.
What makes you think it was oppressive?
The Galactic Empire is practically Russia. Luke Vader was Baryshnikov and whatnot. With
Baryshnikov. What, talking about Brezhnev or something like that?
No, I stick with what I got.
Okay, all right.
Vladimir Putin in black tights.
Well, I mean,
it was an oppressive government, and how dare you? The CIA would have gone in and overthrown that government one way or another. We just weren't involved in this particular.
No. Because I mean, because look, we meet Luke Skywalker. He's an orphan boy with barely any friends. All right, he lives with his aunt and uncle. All right,
that's not true.
Yeah,
that's not true.
No, we're talking about Star Wars now. We're talking about Star Wars.
The movie would have been completely. There's a documentary about the editing of Star Wars. This movie would have probably been complete hot garbage and trash, but there's some pieces that they did shoot where they're actually Luke Skywalker's in a bar with not only Antilles but with like other friends. So he has more friends; they just don't show it.
No, right.
But yes, if you see that documentary,
okay, we're not talking about no. See, now you're picking pepper out of fly shit now. Are we going with what was actually put out, or what could have, would have, should have?
You're not going to be able to psyop your way through this. We will not stand for an oppressive government that uses force and a big-ass machine to blow up a country.
No, you're right. No. You're right. I mean, Luke didn't become a space terrorist overnight. I mean, he did exhibit signs, though, that would make him a prime candidate for those type of
parents for nothing.
Well, you don't know that. The process of radicalization is described by the Journal of Homeland Security says that terrorists tend to.
Parents?
They weren't parents. It was aunt and uncle.
And they said
semantics.
These aren't Tusken Raider tracks.
No, the semantics. You see, they come from
not semantics. Those are facts.
No,
those
weren't facts.
Tusken Raider tracks. Those were stormtroopers.
No, they weren't. They weren't stormtroopers.
Those blast points. Shit, they were stormtroopers.
Those blast points were too accurate.
Because that's government training for you. Can't shoot word shit.
Terrorists tend to come from families where the father is absent, right? Or have difficulty forming relationships outside the home, and tend to be attracted to groups that utter offering acceptance and comradeship, right? And the Jedi, the Jedi was taken, they were abducting kids.
The father wasn't absent. He was an evil dictator.
The Jedi take kids. They take kids from families. They remove kids from their family because they're gifted.
So do stormtroopers and the first.
So does David Koresh. So does Jim Jones, right?
Hell, stormtroopers were started off of clones that were just like created in a lab because that's what the government does. It doesn't want personality for you to think for yourself. They want you to do whatever they say and to kill whoever they want. And you step up against them, they're going to label you as a radical jihadist.
Okay, what about Obi-Wan then?
These extremists.
All right, what about Obi-Wan then? So he's a religious fanatic with a history of looking for young boys to recruit. There you go. That's Obi-Wan.
Semantic.
No, it's not semantic.
He's a general. A general who was forced into exile, who was trying to create a army to go up against this radicalized government that was tyrannizing the entire galaxy.
It wasn't a radicalized government. It actually had some structure to it. They had regional governors.
They dissolved the Senate. How does that have structure? That's a dictatorship, and they would not stand. If this was in this world, our CIA would have tried to topple it already.
It would have implications of security.
Luke Skywalker successfully toppled it after 3 movies.
No, I don't think so. Obi-Wan tells Luke that he's got to abandon his family and join him. What is that? Not freaking some sort of radicalization, right? Going as far as to telling him that the Empire killed Luke's father.
Considering his family is moisture farmers, you
So you have
his parents were killed.
So you have
stormtroopers.
So you have an influential family. You have an influential religious leader who uses his influence to lie about what happened to his dad, so that way he can join the Jedi's, the Jedi Jihad.
Invaders for their sovereign galaxy.
Nah, see,
Dear Betty Ann.
see, no, Luke is confused, man.
Luke.
He's confused. That's what it is. He was confused.
He was confused up until the part where
It was an
Stormtroopers
accident.
killed his parents.
That was an accident. The
How
Empire
do you know
didn't
it's
mean.
accident? Do you have like file reports or something?
Do you have?
Something you don't know?
Do you have file
storylines?
report?
You just wanna jump
No,
in there?
no,
You're
man.
making up
Come
shit.
on.
It was an accident.
It was an
Yes,
unfortunate-
You accidentally vaporized people.
It was an
No,
unfortunate-
you stubbed
nah.
your toe. You accidentally.
No.
Oh, I didn't mean to bump you. Not. Oh shit! They're on fire. Oh shit! Now Aunt May's on fire. Oh damn it! We're not going to put him out anyways. Let's go on.
Well, no, I don't think so, man. I think it was I think the Empire's administration, at the time were, their policies when it came to the use of disintegration. That's why.
See, that's the sound of freedom, bitch. That's the sound of freedom.
Come on, dude. And then wait, so Obi-Wan taking Luke to Mos Eisley, using a Jedi mind trick and shit, and all this other stuff, and all that. That's like throwing some things. And then he contracts a local drug smuggler for transportation. And his pet dog.
Didn't the U.S. government, when we got into France, use different smugglers and stuff to get spies in and out? Didn't we use the resistance in France to beat the Nazis out of France?
Yeah, but didn't you? So you're saying though that
tyrannical dictatorship that was terrorizing and killing people at will. You're right. You're right. Stormtroopers were like the Nazis. Congratulations, we've made that connection.
Okay, so then what about the Empire Strikes Back then? So now he shows up. Obi-Wan shows up as a ghost, right?
Battle of the Bulge.
And it gives.
I mean, they at one point they had like the 101 surrounded and shit. Like
yeah, exactly. You said nuts.
They were fighting back. It was a tough couple of months. 2 months.
So
yeah, I mean it happens.
So Yoda said nuts. Something like that. Do not. Do or do not. There's no try. Nuts. So no. See, no. Because then in his half trance in Hoth, then that's when that old man in the apparition says you need to go overseas and train for extreme. Do some Jedi training. Do some Jedi training with an extremist cleric known as Yoda. I'm still gonna get fucking flamed on Twitter.
Somebody's already reported us.
I'm about to say. So, they just talked about
someone has already
the
reported
Jedi is
us.
already like jihads or something like that. Oh my god!
I had to check and make sure we were live. Still,
I had to make
live.
sure too. I had to like, oh wait a minute, I don't see. Let me look at the dials here. I think we're good.
I mean, the Jedi mind tricks are the same as psyops.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm
There's
just
no
saying.
such thing.
Blair's right. It's the same as psyops. I don't care the crazy bullshit you got going on over there and the Kool-Aid you've been drinking.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Free
No,
your
no,
mind.
Kool-Aid. No, okay, so all right, so then the Return of the Jedi. Then what happens? Luke comes back all like mean and ready to go. He's even wearing black like ISIS, right? And he comes back and he's ready to use the violence as a tool
D-Max just said, I don't know Star Wars. D-Max, I'm going to need you to go sit on the toilet and shit out whatever craziness is in your head.
I'm just
because it might be stuck. I know it's, take some probiotics.
Right, what about
that'll help.
Sifo Dyas? Exactly that. Yeah, Sifo Dyas, quesadillas. Yeah, exactly.
Sounds like an insurgency in the Jedi Order.
You're right. See, there you go. See, and you know what? Because in most groups like that have split
Everyone
sex, right?
has insurgencies and everything. It's all a crazy damn mess.
No, see,
Hell, they warped the mind of a young general trying to convince them and convince them to kill.
I'm not trying to
kids.
warp him. I'm just providing fact. I'm just providing facts that Luke shows up dressed all in black, right, in Return of the Jedi, and decides to use his implements of war as in training.
Camp.
No, yeah, he went to Jedi camp. He went to Jedi camp with that radical cleric Yoda, and then he came back and he became a judge, jury, and executioner. He gets on Jabba's sail barge, killing every man, woman, and child on board because you're a viable military target, right? So it just like goes nuts, right? And then
what woman and child is on that ship? What woman? You pull out the frames that show the woman and child, and I'll go. For
okay,
it.
so there were some women on there. There were some Twi'leks on there, right?
Going to I said they got fake confessions, and then they're going to execute them without a trial and just like kill them into the Sarlacc pit and let them get devoured for what, like millions of years,
exactly,
crazy shit like that.
Almighty
Which
Sarlacc,
sounds
you're
like
right?
a shit type of execution.
Well, the Almighty Sarlacc, that was a non-respected temple of Jabba and his crew. I mean, that's messed up. Why disrespect that? I mean, he's got so much. He was so excited.
Now a temple, is that how we're gonna play this?
Luke was so excited by so much bloodshed and mayhem that he went to go assassinate the Emperor and his own dad. They wouldn't even, because they wouldn't convert to Luke's.
It ended up being an inside job.
No.
And the boy in black decided to just end the government from the top.
No. See, that's what it is. He was trying. They wouldn't convert to Luke's extremist interpretation of the Force. That's what it was. So he goes in the Death Star and tries to. He ends up succeeding, killing the Emperor, and then his own dad. But
does he?
Or does he? Yeah. Oh yeah, we're talking about Return of the Jedi though.
Yeah, no, we're way back there.
Yeah, we're talking about further back. 83 or something like that's when it came out. That's messed up. So I don't want to hear it. It was like, oh yeah. So is it? So is?
I'm sorry, you're right. Capturing a POW and turning them into a sex slave. That's a proper thing to do. That's a proper thing. That's what all good governments do.
I don't know what you're talking
You're
about.
right. They shouldn't be toppled, right?
I don't know what you're talking about. What about Boba Fett?
Boba
See,
Fett,
D-Max is like, D-Max is like, the D-Max is like, I don't know what Star Wars you're watching. No, this was a study, D-Max, this was a study that was done on Fort Bragg by actual special operations personnel about the type of, no shit, we did the study back. I wish we'd have kept our notes, but this was back in the day and we discussed this.
Too.
Yeah, we actually went and discussed the difference between like if the Empire was like a legitimate government and all that stuff, and then the Jedi doing what they did, because then, of course, and then it was just fitting.
Did you say legitimate government? That could be the issue we're having here.
Dude, who do you see that was a legitimate government though? Right now, everyone thought China was a legitimate government a few months back when they were getting their fucking iPhones for like $600.
When stormtroopers started selling iPhones, we'll have a different conversation.
Well, okay, well, you're right.
Now.
Well, I mean, yeah, right. So
you show me where it's okay to have a giant battle station that can just float around. One question. I've always had this question when it comes to Star Wars. How the fuck does that thing actually move? Because it has no visible thrusters or anything. It's just a big ass ball that's just chilling out, and just somehow it moves across the fucking galaxy.
If you get Star Wars Encyclopedia of Weapons and Vehicles, it talks.
See, I might
about
have to go look at. I've always wondered that because you look at like the picture we have up now. I'm just like, how the fuck does that thing move? Is it like a God's beach ball? Does he use the Force
God's
to be like,
beach ball.
Let me pull myself towards this planet?
That's what I'm talking about. God's beach ball. There you go. That's exactly what it is. It's God's beach. It's not the Death Star. It's God's beach ball.
It's God's.
It's here. Yeah,
ball.
exactly. So we can finally say that Darth Vader was a final casualty.
Give us this information, and we're going to kill billions of people.
I don't know what
that sounds like a great government.
It's enforcement. It's enforcement. It's a clear cautionary tale of radicalization, man. Because you know what? Even a seamlessly harmless young man like Luke, who kept himself on Tatooine, can be the next terrorist. He could be the starter. Matter of fact, even when he got let's advance.
D-Max, I can buy that. That I would see if there had thrusters there, the middle would probably where they're at. So I can roll with that.
Right. Yeah.
I was just wondering because it's just that's a big ass fucking battle station. Like those thrusters might want to be on point or something because that's a big ass thing to move. But maybe that's why it says it takes so long for it to actually move itself. Bullshit study. No, when you think about it from like our level and special forces stuff, it makes sense. Like away from the semantics of our very interesting argument, it makes sense because you religious radicalization and had someone come to your planet and kill your folks, and
that's right.
I would want to take revenge too, and
yeah, Scott's got a good point. Scott's got a good point. See, it's basically Alderaan is like Iran. Get it? Like Iran and Iran. Alderaan. Iran. Exactly. I'll buy that. I can buy that, man. Straight up, dude.
Yeah, but couple differences. One, we're not blowing up the entire country. I know some people would like to.
Well, I mean, there's I mean, well, I don't know. When Rogue One came out, they did single reactor ignitions and only pinpricked.
I tell you what, Rogue One is still one of my favorite Star Wars movies.
I think Rogue One and The Empire Strikes Back are now the best.
Oh, yeah.
I think the best Star Wars ones done. And as far as movies go, I'm glad they did The Mandalorian as a series, because I'll be honest with you, I think the reason why The Mandalorian resonates with a lot of fans is that they're not trying to rehash a lot of stuff that was in other movies. Like, for instance, K2SO in Rogue One. He was about ready to say, I have a bad feeling about this. And they shut him up. Because I'll be honest with you, if there's some things that drives me up the wall when it comes to the way they do other Star Wars show, is they always rehash, I got a bad feeling about this. Yeah, what a wonderful smell you've discovered. This is where the fun begins. All the same freaking cliche sounds. They keep repeating themselves over and over and over again. Rogue One.
I hate the little niche,
Right.
I agree. Rogue One was completely, they had their own thing. It was a completely different feel. Like, that felt more like a war movie than a Star Wars movie.
Right, exactly.
And
All they're gone.
I love that there was no escape and happy ending at the end. Like,
oh my God.
I know
Yeah,
they did shoot it that way. When they were shooting it, they did shoot it where they were able to escape. But I'm glad they went with, they just kind of like, we did our mission, now we're done, because that was fucking real. Because we don't always, you go into a life or death situation like that, you're not always going to walk away. And I like that they did that.
Right.
And The Mandalorian, I'm glad they're not rehashing Boba Fett.
Yep.
I'm glad they're exploring Mandalorians, because you definitely, except from the side, some of the side games and books and stuff like that and graphic novels, they don't really go into Mandalorian history or anything like that, more than just Boba Fett and
right.
thing and getting out. But I'm glad that they went, we're not going to talk about Boba Fett, even though I think they slightly mention it, once in The Mandalorian, but they have a whole new character who happens to be a Mandalorian. I love that. I'm very excited with like the new stuff that's been coming out, which, since we're talking of Star Wars, there's new stuff happening with Star Wars. Just because the latest Star Wars dropped today does not mean that we're in. That's it. Because my wife's like, "What are they doing now?" I said, "Babe, I said Disney did not buy Star Wars to say we're gonna do 3 movies and call it a day."
Right.
The mouse has got plans. So let's talk about. So The Mandalorian season 2, highly anticipated. Even though people hated they couldn't binge it all in a day, which we've grown accustomed to doing thanks to Netflix. I do like they dropped it once a week. It gave us something to look forward to with no commercials. It was great. But you can expect season 2 in October. So yes, we still got to wait a bit, but as long as this fucking year is taking, it might feel like
you ain't lying, dude. There's a lot of shit happening right now that just pisses me off.
Well, so far so good. Nothing crazy has happened except murder hornets. That's
hornets. I know. And there's already
that's the only thing in May.
And we already got we already have those guys already coming out. Literally, I saw something today that said, actually, these have been here already. So there's more of the drama of dispelling of experts again. I mean, you have.
I wish I could know these people and see where they got all their degrees, because everyone seems to be super smart on social media.
That's what I'm saying.
I feel like such a dumbass.
That's what I'm saying. It's like everybody who has degrees, who have gone through extensive internships, have written theses, have had all this shit, have had proctored, you name it. They have been certified. They're experts in their field. And then one rando on Google who has the power of Google. One rando just goes on there who you may have gone to fucking high school with and goes, actually, the murder hornets have been here the whole time. And you're thinking,
fuck off. That's what I'm thinking. Fuck off. Like, I just want to be like, all right, cool. Go stick a thumb in your ass and fuck off. Like, I don't.
I want to know. Like you said, where did you get this information from? I want to know. Where did you get this? Are you? Well, I know somebody who's my neighbor's dog down the street.
I read it in an article.
His veteran's exterminator's wife, who knows who her brother is an exterminator in Texas, said that that's how he got. That's how they get their knowledge. This whole news thing about the Rona has gotten everything to me to where now I just want people to just shut the fuck up for a moment. Just everyone take a pause, take a break, step back, stop doing your fucking stop. I have literally stopped muting people on. I'm muting a ton of people on social media because they have repeated the same. It's almost like I almost feel like I'm like, you down the fucking hallway from me or something, because I'm literally seeing the same fucking memes that so and so sent and so and so sent and so and so sent. I'm thinking, I just want to talk to somebody. I don't want to see memes anymore. I mean, don't get me wrong, memes are hilarious. There's sometimes they're a fragment of real life events. However, when you have one person who is that individual that continues to throw it and throw it and throw it out, you're like, God, man, stop. There's no need for that. Hey, are you a doctor, Flash? Am I a doctor? Is anybody on the staff a doctor? If they, I don't think have you gotten to where? Wait, how long have you been doing your stuff? Right? I don't tell you how to do your stuff. I don't tell you. You've been doing your stuff for a while. So what's up? You're good. I mean, you know how to. If someone comes off, some rando comes off who just decides to Google up, well, actually, Flash, a PAO does this.
I've had people do that. I'm like, dude, you're infantry. You don't barely know how to spell your own name. Calm down.
Right.
Holy shit, you got to get a waiver just to get in. All right, so more stuff going up. So,
go ahead.
Since we were talking about Rogue One, they're planning on doing a Cassian Andor live action series.
I can't wait for that.
In addition to the Star Wars saga, they introduced a couple of spin-off movies. We know Solo, which did okay. It was okay. But Rogue One, awesome. Lucasfilms announced its plan to pluck Diego Luna's Cassian Andor and a handful of other characters from the movie for a standalone live-action TV series that is yet to give an actual title yet.
No, that's the spy. That was the spy that helped out.
Yes. It's the story of the young rebel spy during the formative years of the rebellion and prior to the events of Rogue One. However, there has been some issues with the production already, so hopefully that comes out. Something that I'm looking forward to, you talk about, is the Obi-Wan Kenobi live action series. Yes, and I've heard that it looks like Ewan McGregor will reprise his role as the character that he, first established in 1991, which I absolutely love. If there's ever, a person to character that I've loved the most, because I actually read some of the non or was canon but then wasn't canon books, but they're still figuring that out, about Obi-Wan Kenobi as a kid, stuff like that. Ewan McGregor just was perfect for it. I loved him, but although the role originated with the late Alec Guinness, in his first premiered in 1977, McGregor came in as a young version of the character, so he's going to continue to play and play him through the live action series. So hopefully we find out more. I think it's going to be centered around more of what happened between Episode 3 and A New Hope. That those years of lost time, something like that. Or
it's just kind of like The Mandalorian too. I mean, The Mandalorian's the same way. It was like The Mandalorian set after Return of the Jedi. So I think that's pretty cool too.
It would be cool to bridge more between these movies. And if you don't, for those who, if you don't watch animated series and stuff like that, like we mentioned before, check out, like if you do, Clone Wars. It's a very well produced, and the story is really great. Story between the second movie and Episode 2 and Episode 3. Definitely check it out.
This is the last true season that connects that cartoon to the other one, the rest of Episode 3. Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty cool. Well, the Clone Wars, I mean, the Episode 2 though was, that should have been that had so much potential.
Clone War, like it was that the movie was shit up until like the last 30 minutes, and it was bomb. Like that, it was awesome. But like that first, I don't like sand. It's coarse and it gets everywhere. I'm like, oh, you dear boy.
Did you not think that was cool that that's when he started to go to the dark side? I mean, that's the whole reason why.
Fucking sand?
No. I mean, no, but that should have been because everyone wanted to see how he lost his shit and decided to become, decided to ascend in power before he, he assumed the mantle of his party before the election. Sorry, I'm gonna keep putting more political stuff in here to get everybody triggered, because our D-Max is going, what did you just say?
So more Star Wars news. So we have Rian Johnson movie trilogy. Lucasfilms confirmed that in 2017 that Rian Johnson, who directed hits like Knives Out and Star Wars The Last Jedi, which I liked it, but it definitely wasn't in the stronger half of Star Wars movies. So we'll see how it goes. But he is going to direct a trilogy, his own trilogy. And I'm kind of excited because, they're shepherding a new trilogy in which they separate the Skywalker saga from something completely different. Some have speculated like Old Republic, which would be awesome.
Oh, I know.
Because
did you think they kind of like just? I'm glad. I mean, not to sound like a dick about this stuff, but I'm kind of glad they killed off everything with the Skywalkers. It made it sound like they were the only people that lived in this freaking world. That's what. You know what I mean? It was almost like one of those like, okay, got it. Yep, he starts doing that. Yep, Luke is old. He dies, and this is a great movie. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm good with all the movies, but it's just funny that okay. I'm kind of glad that story arc ended. It's almost like the Sons of Anarchy and the Mayans. You know what I mean? It's now a different dynamic, a different story arc. Don't you think?
So I agree, and in the small part of me disagrees. Here's why. I agree because everything you said. I think it's good. God, we've had fucking 9 movies of just this line of characters from Anakin to Luke to now to Kylo Ren and Rey. Got you. But a part of me wants to know what's next for the Jedi Order. But then again, I kind of want to leave it to my imagination. So I'm in that in between. Like, I kind of want to know what's next. Like, how will she, create the Jedi Order again? Where will we go from there?
Right.
And I kind of want to be like, no, let's just let it be. Let's go explore some other Star Wars stuff and leave. I won't mention more because there's some great parts of that. I'm going to give her. I know the movie's been out for a bit, but it has only been on Disney Plus for so long. So I'm going to give it maybe till a week or two. And
give it a little bit, before
more about it because
I'm pretty sure, because CQ is going to talk about it a bunch too, probably when he has his show because that's the new thing right now. That's the buzz.
Today is May 4th.
Well, tomorrow's...
Suck it, CQ. May the 4th be with you.
No. I'm with CQ because tomorrow's a Revenge of the 5th. Sorry.
Revenge of the 5th.
That's right. I'm all about it.
Sounds like your day.
Yeah, I know, man. It's like, why did it fall there? Because I was going to do some memes and stuff like that had the show fallen on the 5th of May, but nothing wrong with that. Hey, we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be right back. So everyone go refill your glasses and get some shots, and, take it from me, Ice.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Take it from me, Ice. You can't just float around space not caring about stuff forever.
The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Shit in the bag, Pogue.
Nothing feels the same. Left it all Take a look inside your life. Is it so bad? Is this where you draw the line? 'Cause it's so sad. Tell me where you lost your faith. Is it so bad? Couldn't see it in your face. And it's so sad. I'll wait until you come back down to me. I'll wait until you come back down. Why you keep it in your head? Is it so bad? Never heard a word you say it, and it's so sad. Tell me when you lost your way, 'cause it's so bad. I'll see you when I pray, and it's so sad. I'll wait until you come back down to me. I'll wait until you come back down to me. I'll wait until you come back down to me. I'll wait until you come back down. Is it what you want? Is it what you needed now? Is it what you breathe? Is it what you're feeling now? Is it what you feel? Is it what you're feeling now? Is it what you wanted? I'll wait until you come back down to me. I'll wait until you come back down to me. I'll wait until you come back down to me. I'll wait until you come back down. Hello, you. Will you come back down to me? Hello, you. Will you come back down? Hello, you. Won't you come back down to me? Hello, you.
I am here determined to stop this future atrocity.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
Broadcasting live from the Functional Veteran Death Star Center of Excellence.
From a galaxy far, far away.
In a galaxy far, far away on this May the 4th, 2020. Thank you guys and gals for joining us on this edition of the Monday edition on WTF Nation Radio. Yours are my W Moments. Anyways, so continuing, me and Flash were shooting the shit right before we got back on air about some other stuff going on. What's the next Star Wars bit we got going on with this?
So Kevin Feige, you might know him because he's kind of like the masthead for the Marvel Cinematic Universe and all that glory. But apparently he's going to get his own movie as well. It looks like movie, not movies, but he's developing a very own Star Wars movie. So we're looking forward to that. And then something that's even more exciting: Academy Award winner Taka Waititi, I think I said his name right, to direct and co-write the new Star Wars feature film for theatrical release. Oscar nominee Crystal Wilson Carnes to also co-write the screenplay with him. That's super exciting. Because he was on the screenplay with Crystal for 1917, Last Night in Soho. He's received all kinds of awards. It's going to be awesome to have him, directing something. But like I mentioned before, Star Wars didn't buy Disney didn't buy Star Wars to not cash in on Star Wars. And yes, I 100% agree with you, D-Max. Keanu Reeves needs to play Darth Revan.
Oh my God, I know,
Old
dude.
Republic, because Lord, I will buy 3 tickets just to see it 3 times.
Matter of fact, I'll get some. I'll buy some tickets and take some fans out to go see that shit if he does it.
Hell yes, because Keanu Reeves. I agree. I think Keanu Reeves would be freaking awesome in that.
Exactly.
But there's so much. We talked a little bit about canon. For those non-hit people, canon's like history. Like it's considered lore within the timeline, and because there's a bunch of random stuff that's ever been created, and some stuff that doesn't jive with the timeline, some doesn't, and then there's weird people that actually kind of develop. It's kind of like the people picking out the Gospels for the Bible, and you go, oh, that's not going to be in the Bible. Oh, well, this will be. It's the same thing with canon, especially canon for Star Wars.
Oh my God, because there's
pretty crazy.
There's so many documents and so many books and novels inside.
Books, novels, TV shows.
Right.
We're not gonna remember the Christmas special, and even video games that because Disney came out not too long after they got Star Wars, and they kind of was like, this is what's canon, this is what's not.
Oh my God, that sucks too, because there's still
some stuff that I think that's still canon.
Right. Well, there's some stuff that hit put in there. Now you were talking about how at the end of the last movie with where'd you get all them Sith? They did have in their statues, if you paid attention, they did, and my fellow Star Wars fans can say agree in the chats, there were several statues and symbolism of the Sith that was actually connected to the canon of novels of the Old Republic, Darth Bane, and Darth Bane 2, and I guarantee it. Somebody had to have said, okay, look, we would be totally stupid not to grab some of these awesome ideas and put them in this movie to add a little bit more, because it kind of gave the Sith a little bit more of a, oh shit, this is a little bit more bigger than you thought, because then when they created the ships and they had the Sith fleet, they had different uniforms and all that stuff. Well, back in the day, there was the Empire before Darth Bane went to Korriban and decided to go with the rule of 2. You know what I mean?
If you haven't seen the last movie, you need to.
Yeah,
it's on Disney Plus. It's fucking just watching that movie a couple of times is worth the $6 for
the $6. Well, you're not supposed to download it.
I mean, if you tactically acquire, I don't give it. You do what you gotta do.
You're not supposed to download it like that, and you're supposed to download it. We
can't. I'm not saying I do or do not tactically acquire awesome movies, but we already had it. So, but yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff gonna happen with Star Wars. I know everyone's, I think collectively, the Star Wars universe is good and done with Skywalker. I think 9 movies was plenty.
Yep.
And I think that we, from start to finish, you might not have liked every single movie, and might not have liked every single, direction that they decide to go with the story. But overall, I've loved Star Wars since I was a kid, just like you when you were an old man starting watching in 1977.
I was 6 years old when that movie came out. I was 6 years old when I saw that.
16, you mean? Yeah.
I was 16 when I saw that. Yeah. Okay. 1977. You're right.
But I mean, I think collectively, Star Wars fans are happy that the Skywalker saga is complete.
Yeah,
now
it is.
Disney and their Imagineers and every fucking person that has paid extreme amounts of money to be creative can now fucking put their juices into creating something different. See, I think the problem was, because they're all trying to stay in line with this and connect these stories, is that they didn't really. I think there was some. They played sometimes they play too safe. Rogue One, yes, they really just had to connect a couple of pieces, but they did everything else. They never said where the plans were. They just said a lot of people died to get these plans, and that was it.
Right. No, like D-Mac said, there needs to be a Sith. There needs to be some Sithlings going on. I want to see some Sith shit.
That is something. I would like to see some Sith movies, like some evil fuck offs rolling through and starting the Sith Empire.
I want to see exactly
in the Old Republic.
Exactly.
Cool.
Exactly. With their
table.
exactly, showing the attack of the Jedi Temple with the Brotherhood of Darkness. I mean, all that stuff. Exactly that. Who's gonna play Darth Talon? It have to be somebody who's very talented and able to do the acrobatics that Darth Talon would be able to do, because
they have stunt doubles, dude.
No, I'm just saying. But actually, the last Clone Wars episode that had Ahsoka Tano and Darth Maul fighting, they actually mocapped each other. So the guy who played Darth Maul, cool. Ray Park, actually did his role in the Clone Wars. They motion captured, and then had some gymnast or something like that, somebody else that he trained or something like that, or something to that effect, do the same thing. So it was a male. It was him, Ray Park, and then some chick, and they were doing all that motion capturing stuff and all that, and that's how they're able to do. Because they said that was everyone's saying that the Clone Wars should have been the fucking movie. That should have been a movie. This should not have been animated.
Well, the good thing about animation is that you just have the freedom to do so much more than you can with actual like people and stuff like that. I can agree to, like, I'm not saying that's not a fair assessment. I'm just saying I understand why they're able to do more with the animated series that you can make longer and everything like that. But and speaking of that, expect in the season 2 of The Mandalorian. Damn it, I'm blanking on her name.
Who?
The protagonist in Clone Wars, and especially she was a big part of the last episode. Ahsoka Tano, yeah.
Tano, yeah.
She's supposed to be making an appearance in The Mandalorian season 2.
Right. Well, so is Death Watch.
Which would be awesome.
Yeah. So is the Death Watch clan with the Mandalorian and Clan Vizsla. I can't wait for that stuff. You know what I mean?
It's gonna be. You know what? I know people get on Disney all the time for like, oh, they got Star Wars, they got Marvel, they got this. Good. They have the money. I don't care if they make. They're just trying to make as much money as possible. As long as the shit is good, I don't give a shit.
Right.
I'm not going to argue semantics of who's making the money as long as they're producing awesome stuff. And yes, not every movie is going to be, not every movie show is going to be a home run hitter. But damn, if there's any group, if there's any ownership that I trust to make some awesome shit, I think it's Disney. And I think they'll pull it off. I'll let the mouse. The mouse can have my money as long as he keeps coming up with good shit like that.
Yeah, we're gonna play the video in the beginning, the Star Wars parody I played. That was a Star Wars gangster rap that was released almost 20 years ago. Yeah, that's how old it is. Almost 10 years. Yeah, 15, 20 years ago. Or the internet was around back in the day. I'll re-release that. It was done by Bent Studios and Adam Films, and I'll replay that again. No, but my biggest thing is that they are now, when you say about the animated stuff, though, if they got the money to do it and not make it too cartoony, because now what they did with The Mandalorian, think about it. They did these elaborate sets, but if you watch that Mandalorian documentary, you realize how not elaborate it wasn't, and they used some practical effects involved. You know what I mean? Rogue One isn't, no, I disagree. Disagree. Rogue One is not, nope. Solo, I could say maybe would have been a disappointment, but
Phil, I'm going to need you to exit the DM.
You need to exit the DMs. Brand Flakes forever. What's up, baby? I see you in there, Brand Flakes. How you doing, man? Please exit the DMs.
I'm sorry. Rogue One was awesome. That was the grittiest, felt like the most in Star Wars world, the most real movie in the Star, it wasn't there was no, besides Darth Vader at the end fucking everyone up, but I tell you what, that was, and that everything about Rogue One made me
good.
Happy.
It was good.
There was nothing I went, oh, this sucks. That was a awesome movie, and Phil, you hurt me. Phil, you hurt me. I don't need.
Wow, man, you're actually upset about it.
Everything about it. I have power here. The only problem I don't have power of you because you're missing brain cells to think that Disney ruined Rogue One. So I mean, that's the only reason why these Jedi powers don't work on you. They actually have to have some brains to, So,
Dude,
sorry about that, buddy.
man, that's messed up. He's just offering an opinion.
Rogue One was legit. Even the most like cynical, actually, type of folks in the Star Wars world, which can Star Wars fans ruin Star Wars for the longest time.
That's true, they do.
Rogue One was one of the few movies that everyone was like, "That was fucking awesome."
Right. Well, I think the
connection. Yes, okay. So the reanimation of young Leia and
that was cool.
Peter
Cushing.
That was cool.
And Peter Cushing. Yeah, that was cool.
And Peter Cushing. Yeah, that was. At first I was like, that's a little interesting, but I think they used it just enough where it wasn't too much.
Right.
But I was like, damn, that was cool, and that's how you connect the two. Like that Leia scene, I was like, fuck yeah.
That was
like
and
that 100% rolled right into it, and I was like, that's legit.
Hey, you two fans, how y'all doing? Hey, I forgot to say hi to. Hey, what's up, man? I see y'all in the mixer chat. I see you in the mixers. I see you in the mixers. I see you in the mixers. I see you in there. I see you. I see you mixers.
Phil would like to talk to my manager, so I'm going to pass it on to you.
Right. Hey, what's going on, guys? Out in Nepal and of course out in Taipei and Hong Kong. You guys need to You guys need to teach me how to say that stuff right in the right language, so that way I can speak Cantonese. Give me some Cantonese lessons a little bit, so I can help out and I don't want to mess up and say hi to you guys and all that stuff. You guys and gals be safe out in there in the Far East, and of course everybody who's listening on the Korean Peninsula and Australia. No, I think what it is that a lot of individuals that didn't like the movie is that they were trying to grab onto a nostalgia that just needed to go forward. There are just some things even in life that you just have to go forward when it comes to that type of storytelling. You're not going to keep the same characters in it the whole time. You're not going to keep reusing the same lines the whole time. Like I said, I hate it when they keep saying, I have a bad feeling about that. I cringe every time they hear that. Or what a beautiful smell you've discovered. Or don't never tell me the odds. All the cliche stuff. About the only thing that I think was still kind of cute and romantic is I know. When Leia says to Han, I know, I love you, and he goes, I know, and then he gets blasted with carbonite. That's that kind of some cute romantic stuff like that. That's cool. But everything else, I mean, the Darth Vader lines, great. They should not have been repeated for anybody else but Darth Vader. Which, by the way, Darth Vader's a vet. He's a veteran, right? He's like he's freaking.
He's a disabled vet.
I'm sorry, not that. No, not the meme. the actor who portrayed his voice, James Earl Jones, is an actual veteran.
Infantry, right?
He was an actual veteran. He was.
Wasn't he in Vietnam at one point, like a tour?
Well, he is. After he graduated high school, he went to the University of Michigan and he enrolled in ROTC, and he kicked ass and kicked names as an officer. And then he went to in 1953. He went into IOBC in Fort Benning and did Ranger School.
Vader was a Ranger.
Vader was a fucking Ranger. Yeah, he's a badass. What's up with that? He was, holy shit, that's the most badass of badassery. Impressive, as he would say. See, that's the Star Wars line you say, most impressive. You know what I mean? Impressive. Or could you imagine him being freaking in Ranger School and he was like your RI, he was your instructor, and he just freaking go off. Yeah, exactly. You are
not a Jedi yet.
Yeah, could you imagine him saying that to you? You're not a Jedi yet. Or you better do some push-ups or something like that. That's James Earl Jones, dude. He's awesome.
Vader wearing Ranger panties.
Some of it was his legs were chopped off. And yeah, he didn't have the height. So, but no. So he was freaking. He did his time in the Army and served his time all the way up to first lieutenant. Back in the day, it's not like now. You were in the Army. It was not uncommon for individuals who have served in the Army quite a long time or quite a decent hitch and not get promoted. Everyone nowadays would be shocked to find out that PFCs would go at least 7 years in the Army before they got promoted to fucking specialist or sergeant. Now this would be heresy. That'd be like the ultimate WTF moment to be sending in the inbox.
I didn't get promoted. I didn't get promoted to freaking private first class in the first 6 months.
Wow. So back in the day, it wasn't really normal. It wasn't normal but he got out, did his time, did his hitch. Then he got the Academy Award nomination for his role, second male African American for the Great White Hope, and then he starred in the movie Dr. Strangelove as an Air Force bombardier, and then in 3 movies as a Navy admiral, of course, in The Hunt for Red October, Patriot Games, and Clear of Present Danger. He's received
Don't forget he was in Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah, I was about to say he was Thulsa Doom in Conan the Barbarian. He's received 2 Tony Awards, an Honorary Academy Award, 2 Emmys, and a Grammy. So his iconic voice obviously is Darth Vader. So he didn't do any credit.
And don't forget AT&T.
And CNN. This is CNN. So yes,
James Earl Jones is. I loved if anyone ever watches The Big Bang Theory. They did an episode that's kind of a Star Wars episode where they actually saw James Earl Jones and the character Sheldon hang. He looks at James Earl Jones and goes, "Let me guess, you like Star Wars?" And Sheldon just looks at him. He leans and goes, "I love Star Wars too." And then they ding dong ditched Carrie Fisher. Rest in peace.
Yeah, dude.
They did good. I mean, I wonder how much they shot of her before her death and how much would. But I thought what they did for her for the last movie was really nice, and kind of that actually made me sad realizing it's like, man, that was the last thing she did before she, not like the very last thing, but the last picture thing she did before she passed, and it kind of made me sad. I mean, Carrie Fisher, how many young men didn't have some kind of like Star Wars
crush? Oh, come on, man. Yeah, come on, all the
You're
girls.
lying if you said you did.
Yeah, all the girls like Luke or Han, and then all the boys were like Carrie Fisher. Oh, she was the biggest freaking cokehead on the fucking planet. I'm pretty sure she would have done any teenager. Should have been like she was a party chick, man. Have you read her memoirs?
This is when we get shut down.
No, are we gonna get shut down for that? I'm serious. She was a party animal. She was, she even admitted. So her novel Postcards of the Edge. I read that book. And, holy shit! He was like, wow, she really did party up. You think some of these actors and actresses are so, they're the roles that they play, inspirational and whatever. You'd think that they would have some sort of, I don't know, some positive influence about that stuff.
Shit.
They didn't care. She was a party animal. She didn't care. She didn't give a shit. She even said.
I was talking to a friend of mine who's not, because we're talking about other people who are in Star Wars, and a buddy of mine's like, man, what happened between Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher, and Mark Hamill that only Harrison Ford went off to be a superstar? I was like, what do you mean? He goes, Mark Hamill didn't do shit afterwards. I said, shut your face. I said, Mark Hamill always wanted to be a voice actor.
Exactly.
He just happened to be he got cast as Luke Skywalker. So, it was something different, for 1977. Everyone was like trying to get into space type of stuff, and space was a big thing. But he's played some of the most iconic, like hell, the Joker in the Batman series has been like one of his that's him. That's Mark Hamill the whole time.
Exactly. The animated series, yeah. That's
he did him. He did Chucky. The latest Chucky movie. Yep. He did the voice for that. I mean, just check it. Go on IMDb and type in Mark Hamill. Just see all the voice acting he's done. It's quite And Scott's right, and I agree. He's played the best Joker. That was Heath Ledger was a good graphic novel, dark, that kind of Joker. But for what the Joker was, and the comic books and the TV, yes. Mark Hamill's voicing of the Joker and that character was probably my favorite of all of them.
Well, I mean, but Carrie Fisher Afterlife wasn't. I mean, she spoke a lot. I mean, she wasn't like she was also a writer too. Didn't she have like some? She did film credits. She also did some other acting with other roles. And that had nothing to do with her being Princess Leia. I mean, it probably would have I probably would have said, yeah, she freaking, that was the role that she used. But what role doesn't have a lead on to by that? You know what I mean?
Sometimes that happens. People get into these iconic roles and they can't break from them.
Right. And she's written books, and all that. So I just kind of like when people say they don't really do that. She's the daughter of Eddie Fisher and Debbie Reynolds. And so I like classic films. So if you like Debbie Reynolds and if you like watching the old stuff with Eddie Fisher and Debbie Reynolds.
So she was, if you remember, she was in Blues Brothers.
She was, yep.
That was pretty funny.
That was hilarious.
She did for a couple episodes, like she was in an episode of Laverne and Shirley. Let's see. There are a lot of little things. She really didn't get into a lot of stuff afterwards. The Man with the One Red Shoe, which.
Right. Well, she also had a
Tom Hanks. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, she also had a her. I think more of her outreach is what made her more notable, because she talked about her bipolar disorder and drug use. And so she was able to bring a different look to stuff like that. So she's had appearances on TV shows and discuss, she was on The Secret Life of Manic Depressive with Stephen Fry. It talked about all the medications, all the pain medications, the over medication of individuals that need that type. She's explained on articles like in Psychology Today. So she's not like she didn't. I guess it's almost like she went a different route. I mean, she wasn't all the actress stuff that everyone expected her to be.
Yeah.
So she was more of a whatever. I mean, she did say in her book or in her interview that she was like on coke during the whole time of freaking The Empire Strikes Back. So that probably explains her high energy or something like that. I don't know.
Bless her heart.
Yeah. I was like, holy shit. So in her book, Postcard from the Edge, she was like, she discussed all that, all her stories and all. I mean, so she's really, like I said, man, she's a star in another in another realm.
She wrote the screenplay for Postcards from the Edge.
Yeah, because that was her book.
She wrote an episode of the Young Indiana Jones Chronicle, which I remember watching as a kid.
Yep.
She wrote These Old Broads, the TV movie in 2001.
Yep.
The Carrie Fisher Wishful Drinking, the TV documentary in 2010.
Yep.
And that's just the screenplay stuff she's done.
She's done a lot of benefits for the Foundation to AIDS Research, contributing financially, of course, to that. So, I mean, again, also an honorary member of the International Bipolar Foundation. So I think in her world, I think she's more iconic in others. You know what I mean? In that stuff. I mean, you had Harrison Ford did his stuff, Mark Hamill did his stuff, and then Carrie Fisher did his stuff. I mean, that's about the best way I would describe it.
So with Mark Hamill, you can, if you're wondering the next time you're going to see, you see him. Yes, you're not going to see him as Luke Skywalker. You are going to see him as Skeletor in Masters of the Universe.
Dude, is this going to be?
That's coming out this year.
Yeah, we were talking about CQ. I think is going to talk about that. He was talking about doing that. I want to know. I want to know.
Yeah, he will be Skeletor for the miniseries. Let's see. He's done a lot of. I mean, like I said. He was a lot of Robot Chicken voices.
Oh my god, yeah, dude, he's hilarious.
Dark Crystal: Age of Resistance. He did 9 episodes as the scientist. Like we talked about Child's Play, Night's Fall, which was the show on the History Channel.
Yep.
He's got like a lot of different cartoons, Avengers: The Assembly, the Stinky Dog Dirty Show. Like there's all kinds of like random voicing stuff he's done, but his Venture Brothers, he did 1 episode as the Illuminati. I mean, he's done a ton of stuff. Even if you don't like, there's a show on Netflix called Troll Hunters that my son really liked. He did 18 episodes as the voice in that. I mean, he's done a ton of like voice acting, which has made him. I mean, that's just been his thing. Like he wanted to do voice acting. He studied voice actors, in the classic ones. So, and just coming up with the iconic Joker. I mean, he did the Ultimate Spider-Man. He did 3 episodes as the Trickster in the Flash TV series. I mean, holy crap. He was the Joker's voice in The Killing Joke.
The Killing Joke was actually that was more of the mixture between the Heath Ledger / 1989 Batman Joker character.
Lots of kids cartoons, lots of video game voiceovers. Don't forget he was in the Kingsman: The Secret Service as Professor Arnold. Man, I mean, just look at it. He's done a ton of voice acting, which is incredible. Like no matter, you've probably heard, even if you didn't think about it, you've probably heard Mark Hamill's voice on something.
And you probably thought it wasn't Mark Hamill.
Mm-hmm.
You probably thought it was somebody else.
Hell, he was the narrator for the Call of Duty #2 that came out in 2005.
Was he?
Yes.
I did not know that. And I'm a Call of Duty fan.
He did voice acting for Johnny Bravo. He did voice acting for Stripperella. Justice League that came out.
He even played a female.
Say what?
Didn't he play a female?
I think so.
Yeah.
He did play a couple
episodes
of the Adventure of Billy and Mandy that was on Cartoon Network.
Yeah, his voice was tweaked or something like that to sound female or whatever. I can't remember if it was that. I don't remember if it was him or whatever. But yeah, dude, it's You know, like I said, when you said that they're not going to go off to do better, something bigger and better, or how come they weren't successful is
I think we should
Harrison Ford.
rephrase it to they went off to do different things.
Right. I mean, the success level of stuff like that. I mean, everybody knows. Indiana Jones. Did you hear what he did just recently? What Indiana Jones did recently? He said, "Fuck it, fly casual," and flew in front of an airplane. Did you hear about that? He flew. Right now, he's under investigation because I just drove across a fucking. Let me find the article. He drove across an active runway in his aircraft, in his Millennium aircraft. And so now everyone's like, you know, we want to question him, and he's like, well, I don't care. Question me. Under investigation for I guess violating some sort of FAA rule or something like that. Because he said it was an error. He's like, whatever. This is like the second one though that he got busted for recently, and he's like 77 years old too. This happened. I don't know what happened. This a couple days ago. Recently he was flying, and it was seen, like everyone had this on camera, and they were watching him flying, and the next thing you know, he freaking he decided to just he landed on the freaking taxiway. He didn't land on the runway. He landed on the taxiway.
Jesus.
And so yeah, check
And
out.
he crashed not too long ago.
And he crashed too. He crashed at a golf course. Witnesses say that Chewbacca was outside going, you know.
Never tell me the odds.
There you go. See? Yeah.
You want to know what Mark Hamill's first credited role was?
What's that?
He played Kent Murray on General Hospital from 1972 to 1973.
Right.
Holy crap!
So
he was on the Bill Cosby show in the Partridge Family for an episode.
So I got the news up right here on what happened exactly. So Harrison Ford, 77, is under investigation by the FAA. He was told to hold short a final at Hawthorne Airport in California because another plane was practicing landings. And he said, "Fuck it, I'm crossing anyways." The tower operator was screaming at him, and he apologized. Oh, my bad. So Ford apologized to the furious tower operator and said he thought he was told to be cleared on across the runway. So the actor spokesman said that Ford crossed the airport's only runway in his aircraft, and he overheard a radio instruction. So he did have a crash landing in 2015 at Santa Monica Golf Course, and then 2 years earlier or later after that, he landed on the taxiway at John Wayne Airport, narrowly missing a Boeing 737 full of passengers. I didn't know about that. Could you imagine just sitting there freaking getting ready to take off?
Maybe he shouldn't be flying anymore.
No, he's good. He's Han fucking Solo, dude.
Han Solo who crashed.
He's Han Solo. Now I guarantee, and that's probably what it is that he needs Chewie. He needs his buddy Chewie. He needs a ride. Could you imagine? He kept apologizing. He said he thought he'd been cleared. So there was no danger of the aircraft crashing because the other plane was 3,600 feet away. So, when he hit the runway and he's like, oh, okay, well, whatever. Oh, oops. I don't know, fly casual. I could just imagine. Could you imagine that dude like, what the hell? So.
I'm fucking Han Solo.
That's exactly that. I'm Han freaking Solo. What the hell are you going to do? You going to stop me from fucking flying? Fine. He shows up in the Millennium Falcon or something like that. But anyway, so yeah. So he did, like you said, he started off as a carpenter, though, before he did his role as Han Solo.
He went from being Han Solo to Indiana Jones.
Right.
So it's pretty cool to go, you go from 3 movies to another 3 movies.
And now what? What's he gonna do? What's his? Is he having another Indiana Jones movie? I heard there's another one coming out. That there's gonna be another Indiana Jones. Something like that. Because I know the last one.
I've heard of another Indiana Jones.
You have not, or have heard?
I have heard.
Yeah, because I heard it. I think I heard that from CQ. He was telling me about that. Yeah, he was.
This bullshit here?
What?
I found something that's ranking the 12 Star Wars movies. So like,
okay, go ahead.
Solo, Rogue One. So I'm going to say what this. It's from ScreenRant.com.
Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna 100% agree with this. Number 12 comes in with Star Wars: The Clone Wars 2008. Okay, I think that's probably my least favorite of them, even though the last 30 minutes are fucking awesome, but the whole movie just is okay. Number 11, Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, the latest one to come out. I didn't think it would be on the bottom of the list, midway, but not the bottom. Number 10 comes in Attack of the
Clones, right?
Oh, so they actually have the whole Clone Wars series as the work. Oh, that's already bullshit.
Okay, that's already see bullshit right there. That's Screen Rant, though, right?
Number 10 is Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. Number 9, Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Number 8, Solo: A Star Wars Story. Coming in at number 7, Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Coming in at number 6, The Force Awakens. Number 5, Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. The fucking awesome Star Wars. And only number 5.
Only 5, that sucks. Go ahead.
Only number 5. Okay. Return of the Jedi is number 4. Number 3 is The Last Jedi. This guy is high.
I'm about to say, dude, who's doing this roster?
Number 2 is The Empire Strikes Back, and number 1 is Star Wars.
Now, what is he judging this by?
I have no. It doesn't. There's no written next to it. It literally is just kind of a sliding thing. I'm sorry. The Last Jedi was probably in the lower half. I thought The Empire Strikes Back was, in my opinion, in Jedi Master Flash's opinion, the best Star Wars movie of the 9 movies. It's one of my favorites. I think it's dark and mysterious, and there's all kinds of crazy things, and it doesn't go everyone's way, and there's something just like fantastic about it. The New Hope would probably be number 2. The Clone Wars. I mean, this person must just one. It's not a movie, so why are you adding it in there? And 2, did you not? If you don't like animation, maybe you should just avoid it, because that was I've only watched maybe 2 seasons of it, and I really want to get into it now because it just hasn't been on the list of things. But now I think I know it's complete, I need to watch it. But even the first 2 seasons of the show was phenomenal. I loved it. The fact that Rogue One is number 5 kind of hurts my feelings.
Yeah,
Force Awakens literally was almost a rehashing of New Hope.
Yeah, just dude, man, I think they could have done so much with the Force Awakens, man. They could have done so much.
Solo was okay, but honestly, I think Attack of the Clones probably would have been my worst one, and The Rise of Skywalker being number 11. So, in all honesty, if you take out Clone Wars, it's the worst of all the movies, which I think this is some angry fanboy.
Yeah, I'm about to say it's an angry fanboy thing, because I'll be honest with you, I think The Last Skywalker, it was a big build up to something that could have happened. There could have been some more. I thought there was going to be more. I thought there was more stuff. I thought the ending was too abrupt. I was like, wait a minute, that's it? There's not going to have any. I'm not going to see no freaking Palpatine doing some Palpatine moves, and I'm not going to see no. That's it. There was a couple of lightning bolts and here and there, and some cross sabers, and there's got to be more. Seeing the whole fleet was pretty cool. I thought that was badass.
That whole fleet, the first rising of the fleet was just holy shit.
Right, that was pretty cool. All that stuff, bad guys and good guys, that was pretty awesome.
I mean, I think that even though they say that's the saga, I do believe that we, in the next decade, we will see another Star Wars Skywalker Rey Skywalker movie.
I think so too.
I 100%.
I want to see a Darth Vader film. I want to see. We were just talking about this with some of the.
I want to see Star Killer.
Yeah, I want to see. That's old school. That's the original story. You're talking about the story that was rewritten, the adventures of Luke Star Killer before it became Star Wars.
No, I'm talking what they did with Star Killer from the video game.
Oh, gotcha. You're talking about the Force Unleashed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're talking about that. Now
I like to see that thrown in there.
Yeah, now I want to see Darth Vader, because the comics that have come out. I was just talking with some of the gamer kids about this. The comics are badass about Vader. That Rogue One is exactly how I wanted Darth Vader. I mean, you read it in books. I read it in book and comics when I was a kid, and I thought, man, that's how Vader should have been. Vader should not have been this stiff old man, freaking whatever. There was also a remake of the Obi-Wan Kenobi Darth Vader battle from Episode 4. It was called Scene 38, and it was completely redone, intermixed with scenes from The New Hope and a redone battle, which had Vader fighting just like if he was from Rogue One, just like unleashed, freaking furious. That's the way Vader should have been, not no like in fucking Episode 3. He should have been. I want to see Vader kicking some ass, execute Order 6, killing fucking everybody.
That was the best Vader.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's cool. You have the classic, careful not to choke on your words. I was like, that's like, that was cool as a kid.
Yeah.
But I tell you what,
I find your lack of
Rogue
faith
One was
disturbing,
already an amazing movie, and then that scene where
dude,
you just like everything goes dark.
Yep.
And everyone's like, oh, like I remember seeing in the theater. I'm going, oh shit.
All right.
And then just like that, the image of this Darth Vader just shows up. It's like I was like, well, everyone. I literally was like, well, everyone's.
We
fucked.
had
I already knew. I didn't have. I was surprised anyone survived.
Yeah, we had a viewing party with the main page, and holy shit, we were like, whoa,
everyone's dead.
Yeah, we're like, what the hell? When he came back and he did that stuff, that was awesome. That's what.
And he didn't just like. That's what I always thought Darth Vader was. Like not whiny. No.
That's what I'm saying.
All stiff and shit for the next three, but he was I'm gonna fucking I'm
capping everybody,
evil motherfucker. I'm gonna cap every one of you.
If you had read canon though, a lot of the expanded universe books, so Flash, a lot of them has Vader that way. A lot of them has Vader, acting,
slaughtering the shit.
You're just slaughtering everybody, just fucking everybody. The Dark Lord of the Sith was the Dark Lord of the Sith.
This is the same man that killed younglings. Yeah. He's gonna fuck up your world.
He didn't care. Don't send him to daycare. Exactly, hunting Jedi. They should have him hunting Jedi. But anyways, dude. That would be cool. Yeah, just him going off doing that.
I was like the gap between, because they didn't kill after Episode 3 didn't kill every Jedi. I kind of thought it was cool at the the Rise of Skywalker that they brought up hunting Jedi and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. That makes but I thought there was more they could have really done with that. But I mean, overall, I love Star Wars. I think it's phenomenal. I think I honestly do believe in the next decade, Daisy Ridley. I knew it was R. Daisy Ridley will reprise her role as Rey Skywalker, and I think it will be something about rebuilding the Jedi Order, or maybe not. But I do know that Disney bought Star Wars to take over and continue, because this is a cash cow. They just have to figure out different ways to keep, and
I want to see
having their own platform gives them a whole different medium
I want to see
change it up.
What I don't want to see though is I don't want them to redo, because people are going to do it. People are already talking about doing this. They've already talked about redoing Episode 4. There have been like redoing the old. There's been talks.
I hope not.
They're talking about redoing the old 3, New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return. They're talking about redoing that.
You can't, like, if that happened, I would actively write, like, I'm not a person to
you're
write
right
letters to anyone, but I'd write like,
you'd Karen
I would tap into my inner Karen, because I think we all have our inner Karen, and be like, no, I'm gonna need to talk to your manager. I need to talk to the mouse on this one. We're not doing that.
Yeah.
Like, let it be. Yes, it's not going to be as flashy and everything else, but there was something beautiful in the practical effects that it came with. But with Star Wars, my hope for the future, they can run as many times they want different things. And I think we're done. We've got a couple of things that are involved in the timeline of the Star Wars saga, like the Mandalorian, which I think is fine. They got the Cassian story that, it's in the timeline. It's not going to be like, we're not going to be dealing with Skywalkers, but we're going to be dealing with a timeline. I think that's okay. But I think, honestly, they need these other movies. I really want to see some, like, Old Republic, or just some, like, just tell me some fucking, some new stories.
Tell me some other shit. Yeah, tell me some other shit.
With the Star Wars, with the Skywalker saga, everyone was kind of expecting, like with Episode 1, you already knew he's going to end up being Darth Vader. So you want to figure out how. So everyone starts like, oh, I would have done this way, or I would have done that way. I think one reason why New Hope did Rogue One did well is because while it did have the attachments to make sure it fell in line, it told a completely different story that no one, it was pieces, it was elements from the timeline without being in the time, part of the Skywalker timeline. And I think that's what makes, they had still creative freedoms. You know, they only said, you know, like we said, many spies, many people died to get this information. That's it. They never mentioned that this chick's father was, you know, one of the creators of the Death Star. In any of this other stuff, there's giant battle that happened on this tropical ass planet. You know, some stormtrooper thought, man, this is a fucking choice PCS move right here. I'm on a beach all day. My day's off. I'm in the sun. Oh shit. Now we're being attacked. Fuck, on my day off.
Exactly. I'm here at this
I just
tropical.
put it for a
I'm here at
4-day
this.
leave.
Yeah, I'm here at this tropical planetary paradise here on the beach and stuff like that, enjoying myself.
Hey, what's that big beam coming?
Exactly. The hell's going on with this? Hey, who are these?
Nothing happened here. This is where they keep records. I'm gonna just like guard my pose.
You're just,
and then I'm gonna go swimming about like 4 days a week.
Exactly. You're in charge of the largest server farm in the galaxy. All you got to do is just make sure the internets are connected. You're like the giant, the intergalactic Wi-Fi.
The intergalactic IT guy had to try turning it off, Death Star on and off again.
He's like, oh no, shit! Did we really just do that? What happened? No, did you look what's going? Oh, who the hell wants to attack us? So the only time Intergalactic Cyber Command is all freaking worried about getting.
I mean, you just think about it, like hey, here your orders getting PCS'd over to. Damn, I forgot what the plan.
Scarif. It's Planet Scarif.
There you go. You're getting your PCS Scarif. Fuck yeah. Told you bitches I'm
yeah,
going
exactly.
Cool.
I'm going,
That's
yeah.
like the equivalent of us like going to like Germany or something.
Yeah, go like yeah. People want to go to Hawaii or something like that.
Man, I'm going to the tropics. Ain't nothing happening there. Yeah, the rebels are hitting these other things. Man, no one's going after damn records.
Who's gonna? It's like trying to. It's like trying to attack HRC.
No one's going after Fort Knox.
No, yeah, who's gonna go after Fort? It's like going. Yeah, I mean, I get what we're gonna go. We're gonna wait. We're gonna go attack HRC. Wait a minute. We're gonna go attack HRC for what? We're for some files. Wait, what?
Wait, what?
We're gonna be looking for what? No, it's not gonna happen. But yeah, I could just imagine. No, but you're right. I wanted to see, and it was good because it was a breakaway from all the standard bullshit storyline. That I thought it was good. It was an ingenious way of showing how the plans, and it was actually completing the story of what was happening in between episode 3 and episode 4. Well, I mean a little bit. I mean because there's obviously some missing pieces of that with Execute Order 66 and all that shit. But anyways, hey, we're freaking. We've been blaming so much about Star Wars. It's almost time to go. We got to do Klaus cleaning
already.
Yeah, dude. So yeah, it's time to pounce. So tomorrow we have on CQ's Pop Culture Warrior we have Travis Miller. He's going to be on. He's a retired Army infantryman and current comic book creator. He'll be joining CQ and Radar for The Last Patrol. We're based on actual events during the Iraq War. I think is it can we just say now the Iraq War, are we still there? Are we not done? We're finished? Or is it whatever?
Are we ever done?
I don't know, dude. We're still in freaking Infinity War Afghanistan. So and then the following week, the following Tuesday on May 12th is Quentin Hardy. He's an Air Force veteran and comedian. He'll be telling CQ how he ended up as a stand-up comedian after his Air Force career and what he has worked in the future. Okay, on the 14th of May, on Sergeant's Time, Thursday, General Milford Beagle and Command Sergeant Major Jeremiah Gann, the command team for Fort Jackson, are going to come back and shoot the breeze with us.
Back at it again with Fort Jackson.
I know, man. I love it, man. God, I wish we'd have gone down there. God, it was this COVID crap. Anyways, he's going to come back on. They're both going to come back on here and shoot the breeze about the dispersed training and stuff like that. I got some vids and stuff they're going to show us.
Hell yeah, because after that 2 weeks of having everyone on quarantine, they're back at it with the training. So we're going to learn a lot more about like what they've implemented and how these soldiers are taking to having 2 weeks, sitting at basic for 2 weeks without actually,
They're gonna have to get and they got drill sergeants.
Basic.
Yeah, they have drill sergeants screaming through freaking face masks. So I saw a couple of videos. I'm like, wow, dude. I mean, yeah, exactly. I mean, I could sound up, but I could sound up. But these drill sergeants were probably freaking almost passing out, having to scream through these masks. Yeah, exactly.
Drill sergeant, I don't know what you're saying to me, but you're looking angry. Your face is getting red.
You got veins bulging out the side of your neck, and your freaking eyeballs are freaking shaking. You're right.
What's Parade West? What are you saying?
On Tuesday, the following Tuesday, on May 19th, we have Stephanie Klein, Marine Corps veteran. Stephanie Klein is going to come on to shoot the breeze again with CQ on Pop Culture Warrior. She is a DC-based stand-up comic writer, producer, and a contributor for the Double Blog. We all love the Double Blog. At loose ends, and after leaving the Marine Corps and dealing with the end of her marriage, Stephanie turned to comedy through a workshop with the Armed Services Artists Partnership. The same thing that CQ has been involved with before he came on board. I think he's still working on it too. But don't forget, we got all of our shows broadcasting on all the channels, and then we got so today we have Monday edition with myself and Flash. We have Pop Culture Warrior on Tuesday. We have Stars Time with myself and Spanky on Thursday. Friday, Saturday is going to be possibly some shows coming up with another host. Can't wait. The testing's going to come pretty soon. Still doing a lot of tech checks and stuff like that. And then Sunday is kicking it with Cause and Owl. And then bringing you right back here. Thank you guys and gals for hanging out with us and enjoying the Star Wars talk on this May the 4th. If you don't know what it means and why it's called a Star Wars holiday, then read it a couple times and realize why they do that. Yes, I will play the parody video that I played at the beginning, right after I play the War Horse video. So with that, y'all have a good night and shots and Space Force.
May the Force be with you.
Intergalactic horse, and we'll ride into the sun, yes, into the sun, where we'll take the day by planting a flag right there at its source. Space Force. And now they say that they've discovered life up there on Mars, so let's blow it all to hell and then claim it for ours. We'll paint the moon red, white, and blue for no other reason than we wanted to. Oh, Jupiter, imagine what you could become. A stupid, pointless planet turned into a giant gun. And Russia, so sorry, have to burst your bubble. Be a good sport now, sit back, relax, and watch us through the Hubble as we celebrate the greatness of the United Planets of America. Space Force, Space Force. We'll saddle up our intergalactic horse and we'll ride into the sun, yes, into the sun, where we'll take the day by planting a flag right there at its source. Space Force. We'll go to infinity and beyond, beyond. You'll hear our manly voices singing Space Force strong. Though critics say sound doesn't travel in space, to which we reply sound will do as we say. Oh, Captain Kirk, your achievements, though notable and fine, as far as we're concerned, this is Deep Space Mine. And big fans, but Lord Vader, step away from the lightsaber. There can only be one, of course. Space Force. Space Force, Space Force, we'll saddle up our intergalactic horse and we'll ride into the sun, yes, into the sun, where we'll take the day by planting a flag right there at its source. Space Force.
What is this Facebook Live? I've never heard of this shit.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Good evening, boys and girls. This is Tim Kennedy. I'm a Special Forces sniper, a Ranger qualified Green Beret, a UFC fighter. Please listen to us and the shenanigans that we're going to say. We will insult you. There will be racial slurs. We will be sexist. We will offend you. But there will be magic, and a unicorn will be raped. So enjoy the show. Thank you for listening on WTF Nation.
It's not the east or the west side.
No, it's not.
It's not the north or the south side.
No, it's not.
It's the dark side.
You are correct.
In front of the empire, to all you beta haters out there, we'll blow your planet up.
What does thy bidding, my master?
It's a disaster. Skywalker, we're after.
What if he can be turned to the dark side?
Yes, he'd be a powerful ally. Another dark Jedi.
He will join us or die. We got Death Star. 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 And you know that we got it. Death Star. And you know that we got it.
Luke, get your ass over here right now. Quit monkeying around that damn land speeder. Where are them two droids I asked you to clean, boy? You clean your room?
I'm glowing. I know I'm on probation. I clean the droids. Can I go to the Hashi station? I gotta lay away on the power converter. But now you're treating me like a scruffy nerf murder.
Use the force and run. Run to Dagobah. Run to Dagobah. Luke, use the force and run. Run to Dagobah. Run to Dagobah.
I'm Yoda. I'm a soldier. I'm mounted and found ya. I thought I told ya. Don't be unwise. Took me not by my side. You won't believe your eyes. Watch the X-Wing rise.
Yoda, why you being a player hater? You know that I still must confront Lord Vader.
But Luke, not bringing you.
But there's a city in the clouds where they're keeping my crew. A Jedi's gotta do what a Jedi's gotta do. So now Vader, I'm coming for you.
Yeah, that's right, R2. I just set a new course. We're going to Cloud City. It's a mighty good gin and tonic, which makes me up another.
Impressive. Now release your anger. You must have sensed that your friends are in danger.